Hey everybody, it's Jill, Fiber Floozie Crafts. So I have a lot to tell you. Grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, some iced tea if it's warm where you are. It's getting warm here in Texas. And let's see what I got. Okay, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here and spending time with me. I appreciate you all very, very much. So I have changed my coffee cup for a cold drink. As you all know, I am in Texas. This is the bipolar weather state. It's not the only one, I'm sure. We had a time of it down here in Texas, and I really feel for those that are hurting because of all of this, because they lost power, because they lost family, for whatever reason. If I just know that I'm thinking about you, and I do not take what happened here in our state lightly. However, we, as in Mr. Fiber and I, were very, very lucky. We did not lose power. We had lots of snow, we had ice, and we lost a calf. So it was a hard time, but we kept our fire. We have 2 wood burning stoves, one in the front living room and one in the back living area back here. And so we had a mad dash to tape up all the holes. We put trash bags and duct tape over all of the air conditioner, because the air conditioners are still in. Covered all of those up, and oh my goodness, it just was, we did a lot of prepping before it all hit, and I'm so thankful we did, because we kept our water running. Pipes never froze up, and we never lost power. Now we're on rural power here, excuse me, and I don't know if that made a difference for us or not. I'm being told that it did, but I'm just thankful. Also, our animals were very lucky, because our pond froze, but it never froze solid all the way to the center. And for the first few days, they were able to go down to the pond and drink from the water just by stomping in the edges and getting water out of it. And so we were very thankful that our animals always had water. There was no problem with that. So yeah, very thankful. Anyway, I do have one more video that I took, and I'll be getting that ready for you guys, but it's part 2 of the snow. The winter comes to Texas, and so that'll be going up here pretty soon. I have a lot that is already filmed and ready to be edited. I did not get a lot of what I wanted to put out done, including the squares, so they are coming, because I was afraid we would lose power. So I did not do a podcast. I did not get the squares up. I did not get the next walk with me done. I didn't get a whole lot done. I had the plan with me was already done, and so all I did was make it public, so at least I could put out a video. So those of you that do watch those, I thank you so very much. I hope that you got something out of it, if not just seeing the process. I have yarn today. I have more yarn coming. I have a feeling everything is going to come all at once. And I have things to show you. And then I'm also going to show let me just do this now and tell you that you can watch for this in my sloth bag that Chelsea sent me. Where is it? Where are you? Here is my sample. I will show you my sample of my, there it is. That is my shawl. So I'm going to do a video for that after this one, and then that will be coming, and then be looking for it, because as soon as I do the video, then I'm going to tell you where you can get the pattern. So that's coming. Okay. What have I been working on? All right, so the squares. Now I've got to pick that up. I finished number 14 and 15. And this is number 14. This is what will be in the next video. Some of you may recognize this stitch. This is the seed stitch. And it's fairly condensed this direction, but then it really opens up going this direction. So I really like this a lot. I've never really done any projects with the seed stitch, but now I'm really thinking I would like to. I'm going to go back through whenever this is done and pick out my favorite stitches and make some projects with them. And then number 15 is the Afghan Square. And I did mine in scraps. So, I mean, I just varied what the yarns I had. This is scrap, this orange, and then the green is the premier. But that's number 15. So be looking for those squares. That video should be coming out I'm hoping for tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. So that's what I worked on. And then I showed this in the live, and I know that not everybody watches the lives, so there are a few things that I showed with that I'm going to show you again today. I had this hat that I had made a while back. It's like, I think it was in 2019 I made this hat. And it's made with Kramer yarns. And then I held it together with an alpaca mohair blend. So that's very fuzzy, got lots of halo. I did not do the graduated, this is knit, and I did not do the graduated decreases. I just did decrease down and then cinched it. But the ribbing on it was way too big. And I've been trying to think of a way to make this more useful. And then I decided, you know what, I was looking at a magazine, and someone had used this method on a shawl where they had done a chain, or probably an I-cord, and had weaved it through to make it as to cinch. And I thought, that's what I need to do on that. So I just chained, crocheted a chain, and in a different yarn. It's not even matching yarns, and I don't care. And have any of this left. And wove it through there, put beads on the ends of the chain. And then I did chains and made handles with them, and just sewed that on the inside. And now I have a little sack that I can use for projects. So I can take my project and put it in here, and I can walk with this, walk around, stand, do whatever, you know. I'm going to try it out. I don't know how it's going to work just yet. I haven't done a lot of that but now I'm going to. So I can either do it with both handles or just one handle, whichever, depending on the project and what needs to be done. And it's large enough that I could probably put, you know, a fairly good sized project in there. And I may line this at some point whenever I start learning how to do the lining. If you guys know a good tutorial for putting the lining in your bags, let me know. Put me a comment down below, because I'd like to see about that. So that's another thing I got done. And what else? That's about all I got finished. I've worked on, well, I've been doing my, I finished that shawl. So that was my main focus at the moment. But when I wasn't doing that, I've been working on making washcloths. So I've got this one, which is one of the grandma's washcloths that I'm working on. I'm doing the decrease. And the yarn I'm using is the re-up. And I got this at my local Dollar General. Dollar General has yarn. So far, the only thing they've gotten in has been some twine, and then they've gotten this re-up. But she assures me that they are going to be sending more stuff. So there's going to be a bigger section at the Dollar General. And this color is aqua, the re-up. So, of course, these are for me. These are going to be washcloths for me. So I've got them. I'm gonna do different ones. I've got 2 of the aqua and 2 in this white one. And I'm just gonna do different ones. Like, I'm gonna make a whole stack, and I'm also gonna make the soap slips too. And that is in my Mrs. Brown's bag. Okay. And another thing I started, which I think this is just so much fun. I'm really having a good time with this. This is in my sloth bag that I got, that Alice gave me. She is Jan here, Jan Keeling. She gave me this bag, and it was made by Barbara, Karen Barbara, and then she had it sent to me. And in here I have a new blanket that I started, and I really want to work on it all the time. I really don't even want to work on anything else. This is all I want to work on. I'm using a, oh, where's my needle? I left my hook on my desk. But I'm using a 5mm. No, I'm not. I'm using a 4mm. And this is how it looks so far. I was watching Kay of the Bakery Bears. And she had just finished one. And it is right now it is as long as my wingspan. Maybe just a touch longer. And now this is based on a pattern by Attic 24, where she does the granny stripe blanket, and I will leave a link for that down below. And here's how it's looking. So I'm doing, let me come up here a little bit. I'm doing 5 rows of each color of each sequence. So there's 5 rows, and then there's 5, and there's 5, and I'm on the next 5. And so I'm holding 2 number 1 weight yarns together to make this. So 2 here, and then I dropped 1 color and added a color to the other one and went to there. And then I dropped 1 color, the color that I had down below, dropped it and added a new color, and so on and so forth, so that I'm gradiating the colors. So the first 2 colors were these 2, and that's how they look down here in this. All right, and then I dropped that one, kept that one, and added in this one, which is a Croy sock. This one is a Honeybee Knits color, and I don't even know the name of it anymore. But this is the Croy sock, Croy FX. So then I dropped this color, kept that color, let's see, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so it was this one was here and here, and then this one was here and then here. And that's where I'm at now. And the next color I'm going to do, I'm going to try to finish some more of this. I'm trying to use up some of this number 1 weight yarn. That was the reason for doing this. So the next one I'm going to try to use is this one with this. That's the next step. That'll go a lot lighter. It'll go back to lighter. So we'll see. I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to do that one, because that may be a little too light, or if I may do this one. I'm kind of thinking, what you guys tell me what you think. I think I'm going to use this one. And then I have another one, which is this one. And so this is going to use up a whole bunch of this number 1 weight yarns that I have in my stash. And I absolutely love it. You can find it on her website on Addict24, and it's very easy. I don't remember how many stitches that I'm doing here, but I think it's over 60 inches long, and it's granny stripe. So you start with you do a couple of doubles, and you skip 2, and you do a granny, and you skip 2 and do a granny, and so then you come back and you just do it right into those grannies. I mean, it's really an easy pattern, but you need to go to her page and see how to start and stop the ends to make the ends so that they stay straight. Okay, because that's the important thing about how you do this, is keeping your line straight on the edges. But I'm loving that. That has been so much fun. And I'm also working on Mr. Fiber's blanket. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Avalanche there, or earthquake. Okay, let me show you. Now, I showed this on the live. So now I'm going to show it to you here. And what I may do, hold on just a minute, because I want to go ahead and push you back a little bit so you can really see this whole thing. Hold on. Okay, this is Mr. Fiber's blanket. This is the knit blanket. You still can't see the whole thing, can you? Okay, hold on. Boy, I had to get way back for you guys to see this. But here it is. So it's basically there's the ground. But if you imagine when you're sitting, it's just not quite, it needs to come up. I've got another foot or so to go, because maybe not quite a foot. I've got probably another 6 or 8 inches. I'm really getting there. And that way it'll be, when he pulls it up, it won't leave his feet cold. Okay, hold on. So I've talked about this before, but basically what this is, there's a lot of yarns that I just did not want to use for anything. And I wasn't sure what to do with it, but Mr. Fiber says just make a scrap project. And so he said just throw it in random, it doesn't matter. And it's really coming out so scrappy and so cool. But here's what he told me. He said whenever you finish a project and you have a little bit of yarn, you know, a scrap, put it in my blanket. And that way it'll kind of be a little bit of a roadmap. Now you can see here where I either had a knot or I started a new color right there, and then I'll just weave those in. But I can look through this and see different projects that I have done, and I remember the yarn, and I say, oh, I know that was Oliver's blanket, or this was that fiddle mat that I made, and here is some stuff I used on my pillow for my cushion. And I can even see this was a hat. I made this a hat with this here. This yarn here is what I used when I made our blanket on our bed. So I can look through this and I can see all of the things that I have made when I look at this blanket. So that's really, really kind of neat. Now, this is a very long cord. I'm using my Takumi bamboos in a 10, which is a 6mm. And I'm pretty sure this is a 40-inch cord. Very long cord to get this done. And as far as how many stitches, I know that it's over 300 stitches that I cast on in the beginning. I would have to count them again to tell you, because I don't really count them now because there's a lot of them, so I just go. So a lot of people were interested in making one of these blankets. So if you are interested, be sure and let me know in the comments, and we can have a knit along, and I can get you started. I can do a video and I can get you started on that blanket, and we can do a knit along, and then we'll check probably I don't know, once a month or so, and see how everybody's doing on their blankets. And then by winter this year, you guys will have a blanket. So let me know in the comments. All right. Now, I showed this in the live. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys now. I got this in the mail. I ordered this after speaking to Jan Carruthers on her live. She had been talking about, we've discussed this many times on her channel on Saturday evenings. Now, my time, she comes on about 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Now I'm in Central Time. So you need to figure out what that is in your time so you could come and join us for the Saturday Night Craft Crew. And that's on Jan Carruthers, and I'll leave her link down below. But she was talking about how she used to use this all the time, but she wasn't sure where it was. This is a knitting belt. And it has these holes here in it. And it's just this nice leather on the back too. The whole thing is leather. Oh my gosh. Smells so good. And it has an adjustable belt where actually if I wanted to, I could take the first, it's got two, see, it's got a buckle on it. I could take the first part off if I prefer to use just the first part. So I can use just that first part, or I can double it up and use the second part. You know, wrap it around a couple times for more stability. Like, depends. I'm gonna have to try it out and let you guys know. I will try to do a video on that whenever I use it. Now, you say, what the heck do you do with that? You use double point needles. And these are number 8s. And they're 30 centimeters, so I think that's a 14. Let me see. It's a 12-inch needle. You can use 12s and you can use 14s. I chose the 12. They sell both on their. I'll leave you the information for it. But this goes in these holes depending on the size of the needle, which hole you put it in. You choose the hole that fits the needle, and this goes at your waist. And therefore you can knit. You don't have to hold this needle. So there's been a video recently about a lady who had one arm and she was using a knitting belt. So maybe you guys have seen that. And so it is possible to just use one. It's more ergonomic to use a knitting belt. Usually one or the other hand tends to get really tired, so a knitting belt helps you to only use one so you're not straining. So I'm going to play around with it and I'll let you guys know how it all works out. So I got it with a set of needles actually. Now I'll only need 2 in order to do this. But look, it says 12-inch on there. They're number 8s, and these are an Addy. By Skasel. And they're aluminum. Now I chose the aluminum because I wanted the feel of that first when I'm doing this. They have a lighter one, which is a plastic. And then I think they have some wooden ones also. And again, they have 14-inch also. So if you were, maybe you had longer arms, I don't know. I just decided I better try the 12 first, and then I might feel more comfortable with the 12. So I'll let you know. Now the place where I got this was on Etsy, and it's called Bob and Weave, and her name is Karen. So she hand crafts these. Now I have a book here that tells me all of the things that I can purchase through her. Specialty knitting and spinning supplies. And there's a website, which is how I came to find it on Etsy. And I will leave the Etsy shop for you. But it's Bob and Weave. And so they sell, there's a little conversion chart for needles on the back. And they sell different colored ones, but they have bamboo, stainless steel and aluminum. And I went with the aluminum. Aluminum's just a little bit lighter. And they have some wood needles, plastic needles, and they sell the Prim, P-R-Y-M, and the Inox, which is I-N-O-X. So she has a very big, now this one, I don't remember which one I chose. Let me see if it's in here. Then I can tell you how much they are. Mine is the dark brown distressed leather knitting belt. And it was $40. If you get one that is hair on hide, so it has the hair going across the front of that leather pouch, that one's $45. The suede, just the suede, which was what was on the back of mine, you get one that's only in suede, you can get that for $30. They all come with that extension belt, and you can get a second one if you do need it. So very, very cool. And this is there's a little tool that they send to you, and I don't know quite how it works yet, but it's this little deal, and it's a little leather piece on a piece of string. And it says here that it's a power loading tool. So it's a device that transfers the weight of the project from your left, fourth finger and pinky to your hand. It will help you push stitches to the end of the needle. So that's another thing for ergonomics. So that's really cool, and I'm really anxious to try that out. I'm anxious to sit here with my belt and just play around with it before I start doing walking with it. Because what I'm hoping is to be able to walk with this belt when I do my walks out every day. And then I can knit while I walk. That's what I'm working towards. So, yep, that's what I got. And I've had this for a couple weeks, and I just have not had the chance to show you. How fun is that? Okay, now I got a couple goodies in the mail. So, I've had these for a bit, and I just have not got a chance to get them out to show you. This first one comes from Leading Men Fiber Arts. And I ordered, this was my Valentine present to myself. Telly Bean Knits. Huh. This was in my package. Excited to announce our 2021 Designer in Residence for the LMFA Cast of Characters Mini Skein Yarn Club. Oh, Stephanie Lotvin, who is Telly Bean Knits, is a knitwear designer, yarn addict, and photographer, and the creator of Telly Bean Knits. So she's going to be designing patterns for their yarn. And then as a club member, you would get 60% off the pattern. Huh. Cool. That's cool. Okay. Put that over there. Aw, they signed it. Steve and Andy. So Leading Men Fiber Arts, I ordered the hat set pre-order in DK weight. And then he signed it. Steve and Andy. they're a married couple, and they live in Illinois, very close to where I have family. And here is my pre-order hat set. Oh, look at that. Here is the shake it out. Here is the pom-pom. That's beautiful. Oh, that's a gorgeous pom-pom. This one's called Neptune. And it's got a string in it, and they tell you how to attach it. That's pretty. And then here is the yarn. And now you'll see why that I wanted it for Valentine's. It's called Caliente. Oh, it's so pretty. It's got purple. I'm calling it purple. I know it's probably not really a purple. It's like a deep cranberry, and that brighter color in there, which is like a, I've not seen anything like that. It's almost a corally pink, and there's the speckles in there. Oh, this is beautiful. I saw it online and I was like, wow. So this is the Dramaturg, is the DK, and Leading Men Fiber Arts. And you can watch the Leading Men Fiber Arts YouTube here on YouTube. Watch his podcast. He has a podcast, and I'll link that down below too. So this is 250 yards, 115 grams, 100% superwash merino, machine wash, dry flat, and it's a DK weight. Hand dyed in Clinton, Illinois. Oh, that's beautiful. I like it. So that is, check them out, guys. Leading Men Fiber Arts. And I will, like I said, I'll leave all the links down below. And Steve, I don't know if you'll be watching me, but if you are, this is gorgeous. And I am going to check into that club. Yeah. But aren't those going to be pretty? Look at that. Because that, I mean, that's perfect to go with this one splash of color he's got in here. This one splash of color that he's got. This would be perfect with that. Nice. Mama gonna have a new hat. Okay, and this is the last. I've had these for a while, but this is the last of my Row 1 yarn subscription because I did cancel it. So this one's been sitting here, and so it won't be any surprise to anybody who gets Row 1 yarns because they will have already seen. Now I think there's two. I was watching Natalie from Natalie's Closet. So I was watching Natalie over in Natalie's Closet, and she was showing both of their, because Row 1 has, you can choose to get one monthly or two, and she got both of them. And so there are two different options. So when you see this, this may not be the same one somebody else is showing. It's Row 1 yarns. I can see there's some bright stuff in here. Here's our little, you get a packet with it. This is pretty full. We will get a paper telling us who it is. And we get, oh, we got gummy bears. Gummy bears. and a stitch marker. We have 2 stitch markers. There's one that is for crochet or one for knitting. So this one for knitting is on a jump ring that goes on your knitting needle. Let's see. It's got a heart. Here we go. And then the other one is the light bulb type that you can use with crochet. So that's nice. Let's see who we got this time. Again, this is my last one of these for a while. I may do this again, but just not right now. Threadhead Knits Co. $100 of squish sock. 80% merino, 20% nylon, 450 grams. Lindsay and Ryan are Threadhead Knit Co., Johnstown, Colorado. And they have, not only are they dyers, but they also make pom-poms, and they have the stuff to make your own. I'll have to check that out. And then they have the names to go with the yarn colors. I never noticed if these were numbered. I don't ever see the number on here. I don't know why they put that in there. We'll look a little closer. I usually just put these all out on my lap. Well, it's got some static. It's sticking to everything. Uh-oh. See, I don't see a number on these. So I'll just tell you what they are. This is Kamikaze. Got a little splash of an acid green in there. There's back here, there's some speckles of black. I mean, they tell you here, so you could number them if you wanted to. I guess that's the way you do that. This one is Lisa's Trapper Keeper. Would that be Lisa Frank? Threadhead Knits Co. Can y'all see that? Lisa's Trapper Keeper. I like that one. You know me, I like them all. Here's a purple called Violets. This one is Vinyl's Not Dead, so it's an 80s reference. That's what I think of it as. That's cool. And we have this really bright one, Coralicious. Now, I hope you guys can see how super bright that is. It's a really, really bright color. This one's pretty bright too. Disco Monarch. Voodoo. Voodoo you think you are. There is some purple and some deep turquoise in there. Spread it out just a little bit more for you guys to see that, in case you want to get one for yourself. That's Voodoo. That, for a darker-ish color, that's really pretty. That's pretty. This one is on a gray base, and this one's called Labyrinth. So there's all that splash of color, but over a gray base. Here's another bright one, Barbie car. It actually is a bit of a tonal. It's hard to see, but there's like some lighter in that one. And this one is Mystery Machine. So that is my row 1 yarns. Mystery Club for this month. This was February's. It's because they're saying Happy Valentine's and all of that, so. Some great Valentines for me. Okay, now if you're still here, we hit, this week, we hit 1,576 subscribers. So by the time this posts and by the end of the week, we may be at 1,580. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to thank you, I'm going to give away, because I said we're going to do giveaways. I have 2. The first one you're going to get will be in this box right here. And I'm going to fill this up with yarn and goodies, and that will be the runner-up. But don't underestimate this box, because this is a pretty good sized box. I mean, this is a 7 by 7 by 6. And then this box, which is a medium flat rate box, and I think it's an 11 by 8 by 5. So this box. These 2 boxes are going to get filled with yarn and goodies, and I am going to give that away to thank you all so very much for being here, for watching my videos, and for being a part of the channel, because I appreciate you all so very, very much. So I have specific things that I want you to comment down below. Now, I paid for all of this myself. YouTube is not a sponsor of me or my channel. I'm thankful that they let me do this on a free platform. And all of the rules will be down below. I will not send anything outside of the U.S. I will send to Alaska, and I will send to Hawaii, and I will send inside the U.S. I will not send anywhere else because it is way too expensive right now. Later on, when things settle down, later on when the channel is holding its own, there might be some worldwide. But for now, if you win and you are somewhere else, go ahead and enter, because I will send you an Amazon gift card. That will be the prize. So it's okay if you win and you live somewhere else, but you won't get these boxes. So there we go. And what I want you to put down below is wool or acrylic. If you are someone who cannot use wool, put acrylic. If you are somebody who can use either or, and you have a preference, put wool or acrylic. There we go. That's what I want you to put down below. And don't worry, I will figure it all out. If you don't have a preference, but one or the other, it's okay. So, thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. I'm trying to think if there's, be watching for my reveal for my shawl. That's coming up. The squares are coming up. And all kinds of stuff. If I can get it all edited and up. I also was behind because my editing software needed updating. And it took an hour and then it failed. It did not download the whole update. So then I had to restart that. And once I restarted that, then I had to install it, which took another hour. It threw me off again for getting some of my stuff uploaded. So this is coming to you as hopefully you're going to get this today, which is Tuesday, the 23rd of February. Hopefully. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, and have fun today. Bye everyone, and thank you so very much. I love you all.